Yeah, yeah. Just something about UFO cases in Brazil, and they're definitely not boring, are they? They have a spectacular nature to them, and people actually get hurt.
Yeah, we have many of these cases in Brazil. This book has more than 500 pages, have more than 300 photos or illustrations, and more than 100 of cases. And to write this book, I have more than 600 books
Mm-hmm.
in my house. And to write this book, I researched many of these books, of my books. And I found just a few cases where the aliens, are aggressive or cause some injuries in humans. We can say what happened in 1954 in Venezuela when a truck driver was hit by three aliens with hard skin like monkeys, little monkeys with a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
But above it, only in Brazil we have this type of cases. We have in Canada as well, but just that marks on the chest.
Yeah.
But in Brazil we have a lot of type of cases. We have abductions, we have UFO crashes, we have alien recovery, we have sightings, we have photos, we have a plenty of types of sightings of all kinds, since close encounter from the zero grade to the sixth grade. We have a lot.
Yeah, yeah. If you've got a couple of minutes, can you let us know, are there any other cases you highlight in the book, maybe even more spectacular than the four we just talked about?
Well, the more spectacular, the fourth is very, very hard because they are very good. But I like one that happened here in Brasilia in 1996, where three businessmen are coming to Brasilia after some business in another state, and they were followed by a huge UFO, brilliant UFO. And in one part of the trip in Lago Norte, is a neighborhood here in Brasilia, Lago Norte, like a North Lake, the UFO just hovered the street over the highway, and they stopped it. And they were so afraid, they said, well, we have to pass it, and they passed it under the UFO.
Wow.
And the UFOs keep chasing them until they got the Paraná Dawn here in Brasilia. And the UFO just hovered the water of the Dawn, just make some waves in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these businessmen had a son that was a professional photographer, and he called him, and he came and took 36 photos of that UFO. Amazing photos, very clear photos of that thing. But the best is when they are stopping in the road, watching the UFO and taking photos. Two policemen stop it, and one of these policemen had a hand camera, and he started to film the UFO. For 4 minutes, he filmed the UFO until the UFO just disappear, accelerate and disappear. And he showed this video for everybody. He showed this video in his battalion with a lot of other policemen,
Mm-hmm.
and they showed to the press and showed to us, pathologists. We investigate this case. We investigate this video, and we concluded that was not a balloon, was not a plane, it was not an helicopter. Well, in 1996, we didn't have drones, so it's
Yeah.
impossible. And the shape of the UFO, one of these businessmen said it's look like a cross. Another one said it's look like a cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
And in a photo that I have that is in the book, the UFO look like a hot dog. It's amazing.
Wow.
I don't
Yeah.
know if the
Yeah.
UFO shape it and changing his shape, but it's amazing. And this case is one of the best documented in Brasilia. It's a very, very good case, very, and it's reported, related in detail in my book.
Yeah, yeah. After listening to some of the reports, do you have like a percentage rate of people who believe in UFO and aliens in Brazil? Is it high?
Well, the people do believe it. Do believe it. Many of the people believe it, but they believe, actually, they believe that we are not alone in universe.
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody believe that they can come to our planet. That's why. That's a bigger reason. Well, I'm convinced that they do. They come from another planet. They have some technology that made possible to travel around the universe and visit another planets. The government here in Brazil is not very interested here in UFO phenomena. We
Right.
have a lot of bigger problems here. You know, we have a political problems, right? Economic problems. We have a lot of problems here. So aliens and UFO are not in a government agenda. Unfortunately, they are not.
Yeah. Is there pushback on witnesses from the government or um, organisations related to the government when they report UFO sightings? Do they get discouraged from releasing what they found?
You mean Men in Black?
Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, that was going to be my next question. Do you have the Men in Black in
No, we
Brazil?
don't. No, we don't have Men in Black. What we had in Varginha case, for example, the witnesses was visited by some official from Air Force that offered to them some amount of money to stop saying what they are saying,
Mm-hmm.
and to stop to say that what they saw was, you know, was a mistake.
Yeah.
And the girls didn't accept it. Didn't accept it. So there's no threat at all. Here in Brazil, I never heard something like that. Of course, if you see something, police or Air Force go
Mm-hmm.
to interview to get some information, but treat like a Men in Black in the United States or in the UK. No, it never happened here.
Right. Tiago, are you a one-man UFO crusade in Brazil, or do you have like an army of investigators?
Now we have a lot of investigation. The Revista UFO magazine in Brazil, we have more than a dozen of UFO investigators. We have a very, very important groups here in Brazil. We have a very ufologists here in Brazil, and we are all together to discover and make the government release all the documents. We still have we have it yet the Brazilian Commission of Ufologists, CBU in Brazil, that I'm president right now, that we have an agenda with the government to ask for the release of documents of Virginia case, of Operação, of plate operation, Ubatuba, and Trinidad Island photos. And we have every type of campaign to make the society of Brazil believe that we have been visited by UFOs and aliens from other planets.
Okay. I recently read a report that says Brazil will be the first country on Earth to accept and embrace official contact. Do you believe that?
Well, what we have is when a pilot sees something in the sky, a UFO in the sky, they call hotel traffic. Uh, they can report it, officially report it to the Air Force, civilian or military pilot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They report it to the Brazilian Air Force, and then it is investigate by the Air Force, and then this report is released to the National Archives. Well, this is stopped in 2014. They stopped to do it. We never got a new documents of it. But Brazil, I think we are a country, a very, very free country. You know,
Yeah.
people here has a freedom to speech, to think, to say what they want, and what they believe. But the government, as I said, never officially said that we have been visited by aliens.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. With your research and your sources, do you think there's any collaboration, say, between Brazilian government, the United States government, the British government? Do you think there's that collaboration between world governments?
I do. It's a black collaboration, in my opinion. For example, the Varginha case, we got UFO crashed, we got 4 aliens, and what happened? We send it to United States. And why I say that? Because we have testimonies, military testimony that said that the aliens were put in a truck, and in the week after what happened in Varginha, a black airplane from NASA from United States
Yep.
landed in Varginha. Something very unusual because Varginha airport is a small airport, and they landed there, and trucks from army got to the airport and put something inside the airplane, and some time later we had the first Brazilian astronaut in space.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know if it was a present to us.
It's good to have friends in high places.
So I'm not saying that what happened, but few time later we had an astronaut in space.
And there's 4 Brazilian aliens buried deep underground somewhere in the United States.
Of course, on area 51 or 52 or 53, I don't know.
Yeah. Tiago, the Brazilian Academy of Ufology, you guys actually have courses on ufology for people.
Yes, we do. We have field guide certification that the people have to have to study and make a test to get this certificate. And we also, like, together with the Revista UFO for Magazine Brazil, led by AJ Gevaer, very known in all of the world. We make congress and make conference that we show what's going on with the ufology in the world, and we also trying to teach and learn from people. Yeah. So this is why this is the way we're trying to get people involved.